Your car is running weaker than it should, and I'm got the shop receipts to prove it. Last week, a customer paid me $1,200 to fix what a 30-second trick could have prevented. After 20 years of watching manufacturers quietly bury performance in the name of paperwork, I'm done staying quiet. Here are 13 illegal tricks that'll make any car run like new. The final one costs $3, takes a minute, and it's the reason my own truck hit 300,000 miles without a major repair. Let's get into it. Number 13, the throttle body reset. Modern cars use electronic throttle control, and over time, that system learns your habits, slow starts, soft acceleration, low rev limits. Dealers charge $150 for this exact recalibration. But the computer never forgets those habits, even after you change your oil or plugs. Here's the trick. Turn the key to on without starting the engine, press the gas pedal to the floor for 10 seconds. Turn the key off, release the pedal, then wait another 10 seconds before starting. This wipes the throttle learning data and forces the computer to relearn fresh. I did this on a customer's Camry last week. He texted me saying it felt noticeably faster within minutes. Manufacturers rarely mention this because it exposes how often cars are running below potential right out of the gate. Number 12, the secret intake cleaning. Pop the hood on any car past 30,000 miles and check the throttle body. Chances are you'll find a black sticky coating, carbon buildup from oil vapor, and fuel residue. A dealer quoted a customer $347 for this exact cleaning, but you can do it yourself for under $10 with a can of intake valve cleaner. Warm the engine, then spray the cleaner directly into the intake while holding the RPM around 2,000. The engine will stumble and smoke. That's completely normal. You are burning years of carbon off the valves. Once it clears, it idles smoother and pulls harder. That customer's car gained 3 miles per gallon afterward, which adds up to real money at the pump every single year. It's only flagged as illegal because manufacturers don't want you spraying chemicals into the air system, even though it's the exact same process dealerships bill hundreds for. Number 11, the transmission flush hack. Ask a dealership if you should flush your transmission fluid, and they'll usually say no, sealed for life. But sealed for life just means sealed until the warranty expires. After that, sludge quietly chokes the fluid passages, making shifts lazy or jerky. Instead of waiting 60,000 miles for a full flush, do a partial drain and refill every 10,000 to 15,000 miles. Each time you replace only a third of the fluid, but across 3 changes you've cycled out nearly all of it without shocking the system the way a full flush can. A customer brought in a slipping car at 120,000 miles that a dealer quoted thousands to rebuild. 3 partial drain and refills over a month later, the shifts were crisp again. Total cost barely over $100. Manufacturers won't tell you this because lifetime fluid makes servicing cheaper for them, not you. Number 10, the spark plug gap adjustment. Every spark plug ships pre-gapped, but pre-gapped just means loosely adjusted at the factory, never perfectly. Even a few thousandths of an inch off can be the difference between clean combustion and wasted fuel. Set the gap slightly tighter than factory spec. This small change strengthens the spark under load and improves idle stability. I tested this on a customer's car that idled rough, tightened the gap slightly, and the idle smoothed out instantly. Acceleration sharpened, and fuel economy rose by a full mile per gallon, essentially a free tune-up. No manufacturer endorses this because it can shift emissions testing parameters slightly, which is the entire reason it earns the illegal label. But for everyday driving, it's completely harmless and genuinely improves how the car feels. Number 9. The oxygen sensor shortcut. A dealer wanted $280 to replace a customer's oxygen sensor recently. These sensors monitor your exhaust and tell the computer how much fuel to mix in. But over time, carbon buildup slows their response, making the engine run rich and waste gas. Most people replace them every 100,000 miles, which gets expensive fast. Instead, pull the sensor out, soak the tip overnight in sensor safe cleaner, and reinstall it. This refresh costs almost nothing and restores accuracy, improving mileage and reducing hesitation. I've personally saved customers thousands of dollars combined using this single trick over the last year. It's the kind of fix that saves real money and makes an old engine feel like it just woke back up. Number 8. The Airbox Secret Breather. Your Airbox is not just filtering air, it's limiting it. Manufacturers design intake systems around noise and emission standards, not performance, which is why most stock intakes are full of narrow ducts that choke airflow. Drill a few small holes on the cold side of the airbox before the filter, never the hot side near the engine, to let in a bit more cool, dense air. Cooler air means better combustion and quicker throttle response. One owner I worked with gained real mileage and smoother acceleration from 3 tiny holes hidden under the airbox lid, a job that costs 5 minutes and a drill bit. Number 7. The MAF sensor cleaning that feels like magic. Your mass airflow sensor is the brain of your fuel system, measuring how much air enters the engine so the computer knows how much fuel to add. Over time, microscopic dust coats the sensor wire, tricking it into reading low, so the engine runs rich and wastes gas. Most people just replace the sensor for well over $100. Instead, unplug it, spray it gently with MAF cleaner, let it dry 10 minutes, and reinstall. That's the entire fix. One SUV owner went from getting noticeably worse mileage to gaining several miles per gallon back after an $8 can of cleaner, worth hundreds of dollars a year at the pump. Every dealership tech knows this trick and quietly does it themselves before ever recommending you pay for a new sensor. Quick reminder, if this is saving you money already, hit that subscribe button now. It genuinely helps this channel keep making videos like this. Number 6. The fuel filter bypass. I've pulled fuel pumps killed by so-called lifetime filters at under 100,000 miles, an expensive replacement every time. Dealerships love to say you never have to change your fuel filter, calling it lifetime and tucking it inside the fuel tank. But lifetime just means until the warranty runs out, and after that, those filters slowly clog, starving the engine of consistent fuel flow. Rough idle and sluggish throttle creep in slowly and get blamed on everything except the real cause. The fix? Install an external inline fuel filter between the tank and the engine bay, a clear one so you can actually see your fuel's condition. Once it turns dark, swap it for a cheap replacement in minutes, instead of pulling the entire tank and pump assembly for a job that costs close to $1,000 at the dealer. Number 5. The ECU relearn cycle. Whenever you disconnect your battery or replace a sensor, the car runs rough for a few days while the computer relearns its fuel trims and idle control. You can force a perfect relearn yourself. After reconnecting the battery, turn the key to on without starting. Wait 10 seconds, then start the car and let it idle completely untouched for 15 minutes. No gas pedal, no AC. This steady state lets the computer recalibrate air-fuel ratios and idle timing cleanly. Dealerships call this a reprogram and charge $150 for it, when it is the exact same procedure you can do yourself in your own driveway for free. Number 4. The catalytic converter hack. Every catalytic converter builds restriction over time as carbon and ash coat the honeycomb inside, robbing horsepower and fuel economy. Replacing one can run $800 or more. One customer was quoted over $1,000 for a new converter, and this trick fixed it instead for under $10. Add half a can of lacquer thinner to half a tank of gas, then drive 30 minutes at highway speed to get the exhaust piping hot before letting the car cool completely. The solvent burns through the deposits and clears the flow paths. Done once or twice a year, it restores exhaust efficiency and throttle response without ever touching the actual part. Number 3, the PCV pressure hack. Your positive crankcase ventilation valve regulates pressure inside the engine, and when it sticks, oil vapors flood the intake and cause hesitation and sluggish throttle. Instead of replacing the valve, install a small inline fuel filter in the PCV hose to trap oil mist before it ever reaches the intake. The filter itself costs just a few dollars and snaps into place in under a minute. Dealers call this a catch can system and charge well over $100 for it, when the simple version does exactly the same job and keeps the engine breathing clean. Number 2, the throttle response booster. Modern cars often have a built-in lag between pressing the pedal and the engine actually responding, intentional for emissions and comfort. After doing the ECU relearn trick, disconnect the battery again, press the gas pedal to the floor 10 times in succession, then reconnect and start the engine. This resyncs the pedal's voltage mapping and tightens throttle sensitivity noticeably. It's not a horsepower gain, it's a response gain. But every driver who's tried it says the car feels lighter and more alert immediately afterward, because it genuinely is. Number 1, the oil additive that breaks all the rules. Oil is the lifeblood of your engine, but even the best grades thin out and lose protection over time. A high molybdenum friction modifier added to your oil coats metal surfaces with a microscopic film that resists wear, reduces friction, and lowers temperature. Engines treated with it often idle quieter and maintain oil pressure longer between changes. One customer's old car went from rattling at idle to whisper quiet after a single treatment, and drove tens of thousands more miles without another timing chain issue. Manufacturers discourage this because additives complicate their oil certification process. But in the real world, friction modifiers are the exact reason high-mileage engines keep running long after their paperwork says they should not. All 13 of these tricks together cost under $100 total, but they prevent thousands of dollars in repairs down the road. Start with the throttle reset, trick number 13. Right now, it takes 30 seconds and costs nothing. If this video just saved you money, drop a comment and let me know which trick surprised you the most. And subscribe for more secrets manufacturers hope you never learn.